Then I was stuck with a woman who thinks the height of excitement is a new flavor Pringle.
There are a wide variety of potato chip flavors available, such as sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar, barbecue, and even ketchup chips, which are popular in Canada. However, when Pringles decided to expand their chip flavor palette, they got quite creative. So let's get those taste buds ready as we check out 20 Pringles chips flavors you won't believe exist.
I don't believe this.
Pringles Extra Screamin' Dill Pickle.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Pickle-flavored chips are not considered to be anything really unusual or way out there. However, with Pringles Extra Screamin' Dill Pickle chips, it's a different story. Much different from what you are used to when it comes to eating pickle-flavored chips. The taste is strong at first, and then it dies down. However, the shocking feature about the Extra Screamin' Dill Pickle chips is that after you eat them, they all of a sudden come back to bite you on the back of your tongue. If you love the taste of strong pickles, then you might love these chips as well.
Why am I talking to a pickle?
Pringles Cheeseburger.
I'll have a cheeseburger.
Coming right up.
Cheeseburgers are delicious. However, cheeseburger-flavored chips don't exactly sound too appealing. But if you like the taste of ketchup and cheese together, then these chips may actually be right up your alley, because that's exactly what these Pringle chips taste like: ketchup and cheese. So where's the beef? There doesn't seem to be any actual burger flavor in these chips. So why call it a cheeseburger-flavored chip? Maybe it's because people would be less inclined to buy potato chips that are ketchup and cheese flavored than they would if they were labeled as cheeseburger-flavored chips. I mean, if someone were hiding their hands behind their back and said they had a cheeseburger in one and some cheese and ketchup in the other, which hand would you choose? Exactly.
This cheeseburger is so
Good.
Pringles, wasabi, and soy sauce.
It's loaded with wasabi.
Usually, when you think of wasabi and soy sauce together, you're probably planning a trip to your favorite sushi restaurant. However, sushi is not the only food to feature this flavor combo. Would adding these flavors to chips sound like a good idea? Well, Pringles sure thought so. You too can try out the wasabi and soy sauce Pringles chips. This may be a taste test for the curious and the brave. While the wasabi will give it a little kick, the soy sauce flavor is there to balance everything out. Wonder if anyone is using chopsticks to eat these flavored chips.
Chopsticks is not the measure of a man.
Pringles French Onion Dip.
Onion dip, it's onion dip.
French onion soup is delicious. Loaded with melted cheese and pieces of French bread, it is one of the tastiest soups that can be enjoyed as an appetizer at many restaurants. French onion dip is also great to dip your vegetables or chips in. Now, what if you actually put the dip right into the chip? That's exactly what Pringles has done with their French onion dip flavored chips, saving a whole population of chip and dip lovers from the tedious task of having to actually dip their own chips. This would make for a good side-by-side comparison: plain Pringles and regular dip versus the French onion dip Pringles.
You double dipped the chip.
Pringles Honey Mustard.
Oh, that's not you talking, that's the honey mustard dressing.
Honey mustard pretzels seem to be popular, but this may not necessarily translate when it comes to potato chips. But don't tell that to the folks at Pringles. Honey mustard Pringles chips have been let loose. Some online reviews say that the entire chip tastes like it is covered in mustard, which overpowers the honey taste. How can anyone truly enjoy a large potato chip that tastes like it's covered in mustard? Well, someone must like them, because not only does this flavor of Pringles exist, but it is pretty popular. Maybe people are pairing them with the cheeseburger Pringles.
Everyone knows honey mustard's weird.
Pringles Sriracha.
What am I gonna do with my sriracha?
For those who love spicy hot potato chips, then this flavor is most definitely for you. Yes, Sriracha Pringles chips do exist. Some people will put hot sauce on anything and everything, and with Sriracha being the current it sauce, many people absolutely dig the idea of munching on Sriracha chips. If you are the daring type and want to try this flavor out, it's always best to approach with caution. While it's said that the Sriracha flavor is not as overwhelming as one would think, why take a chance?
It's too risky.
Pringles Cinnamon Sugar Tortillas.
What's that?
It's a cinnamon stick, sir.
If you think this flavor sounds great just because you're a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, then you might want to give Pringles Cinnamon Sugar Tortillas a try. But just remember that this is a Pringles chip and not meant to be put in a bowl with milk for breakfast. This Pringles flavor is the perfect fit if you're looking to snack on something that is both sweet and salty at the same time.
Sweet and salty.
Pringles Chile con Queso.
You stopped me from taking queso into the bathroom.
The chile con queso Pringles chip flavor seems to either be loved or strongly disliked. Maybe that's because it really does not taste much like queso, despite its name. It tastes more like the generic nacho cheese that you would buy from stadiums and movie theaters, hence the love-hate relationship. Those who love that fake nacho cheese love the chips, and those looking for an authentic queso taste may want to avoid them like the plague. All in all, maybe the chile con queso Pringles just needs a name change to more accurately describe the taste. Without the spiciness, why not just call them nacho cheese Pringles?
Nacho cheese! Get him!
Pringles White Chocolate Peppermint.
Your face smells like peppermint.
Yes, you heard that correctly. In 2012, white chocolate peppermint Pringles were introduced during the holiday season. Can you imagine trying Pringles chips flavored with white chocolate and peppermint? Well, they did exist, and although it wouldn't be easy, you can probably find a stray can somewhere out there if you really wanted to give this unique taste combo a try. White chocolate and peppermint sounds nice, right? Very festive. But add the word chip to the mix, and it does not take a rocket scientist to figure out why they were pulled off of the shelves. Holidays or not, this just does not sound appetizing. Maybe throw in a few eggnogs beforehand, and then we might change our minds.
This man's got the apron and the eggnog, huh?
Pringles Soft Shell Crab.
Soft shell crab just happens to be my favorite food.
If you are a seafood lover, you may actually find the soft shell crab Pringles flavor quite appealing. They really do taste like real crab meat. Even though the soft shell crab Pringles were originally released only in Thailand, due to their popularity, you can now find them in many other countries if you want to give them a try. We all know how expensive crab can be to buy, so if you're a seafood lover who doesn't want to pony up the cash, then this is a great compromise. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg, and you can still get your seafood fix.
I need my fix.
Pringles Blueberry and Hazelnut.
You look like a blueberry.
It is a known fact that sweet and salty go together quite nicely, and one reason why caramel with sea salt is so popular. However, this is not always the case. Would you think of combining blueberry and hazelnut, then turning them into a chip flavor? Well, someone over at Pringles sure did. And it is because of this person that the blueberry and hazelnut Pringles flavor exists. And because these Pringles are still around, there must be those out there who really love the taste of these nutty and fruity chips. This would make for an ideal afternoon snack if that were the case. Sure, you will see fruits and nuts mixed with chocolate in many trail mix brands, but let's hope this isn't the start of seeing chips being used as a new trail mix ingredient.
But that would be crazy!
Pringles Seaweed.
Seaweed?
When thinking about seaweed, many will automatically think of sushi or those seaweed snacks that are extremely low in calories. These seaweed snacks are a latest trend for those watching their calories. They are both salty and crunchy, just like potato chips, except they are very low in calories. But did you ever imagine there would be a seaweed flavor potato chip? Well, this is Pringles we're talking about, so of course. Pringles features the seaweed flavor in Asia. This is not a surprise since seaweed is a popular component of many dishes in coastal regions. Even though this is not actual seaweed, these Pringles chips not only taste like the real deal, they are also green like seaweed as well. They're also quite crispy, more crunch than when biting into a regular Pringles chip.
Stay crunchy, man. Stay crunchy.
Pringles Smoked Salami.
Oh, salami?
Oh yeah.
A smoked salami deli sandwich is incredibly delicious, especially when it is a mile high with loads of mustard. But what do you think of when you hear the words smoked salami and potato chips? Probably a side of chips to go with that sandwich, but definitely not the flavor of those chips. Well, in the land of Pringles, the smoked salami chips exist, and they taste just like the name. They taste like a smoked salami sandwich, only extra salty because of the fact that, you know, they're chips.
I really like chips.
Pringles Prawn Cocktail. Picture a prawn cocktail, and your first thought is probably of the food spread at a banquet or wedding reception. Your first thought would probably not be, ooh, my favorite chip flavor. However, because Pringles is known to be quite creative when it comes to the odder side of flavors, this may change. Pringles decided to add a prawn cocktail chip flavor. What does this particular flavor of chip taste like? Just like a crunchy prawn cocktail, except in a chip. However, if you're not exactly a fan of prawn or shrimp, then you may want to skip this one and stick to the Pringles originals.
And I don't like prawns, so I eat around them.
Pringles Cinnamon Sweet Potato.
These sweet potatoes need salt.
Baked sweet potatoes are delicious, especially when you add some butter and some brown sugar to them. And as a bonus, you get plenty of health benefits from sweet potato as well. Some people also enjoy sprinkling cinnamon on them, something that might not be everyone's choice. However, Pringles made their choice and decided that cinnamon goes so well with sweet potatoes that they would create a potato chip using this flavor combo. That's right, you can get cinnamon sweet potato flavored Pringles chips. Any lover of cinnamon would want to try these out.
Tigers love pepper. They hate cinnamon.
Pringles mac and cheese.
That mac and cheese looks good.
Mac and cheese is one of those dishes that you either simply love or hate. However, if you are a mac and cheese lover, you may still want to think twice about trying out this flavor of Pringles chips. Reviews have said that these chips taste like extremely salty, cheap powdered cheese. In other words, if you were to try out this flavor of Pringles, you will probably be disappointed because they don't really taste like the real thing. If you love mac and cheese, you'll want to keep getting your fix from Kraft, not from Pringles.
Love macaroni and cheese.
Pringles garlic seafood.
I love seafood.
You already have the soft shell crab and the prawn cocktail Pringles flavors, so how can you not have the garlic seafood flavor to add to the collection as well? Not only will these chips be somewhat of a crunchy version of a shrimp, scallop, crab, or lobster platter, but you will also get a taste of garlic flavor as well. Seafood lovers may be fond of these chips, but when it comes to an authentic seafood taste, you're probably better off having a little bit of shrimp with some garlic seasoning on it. Some chip flavors just work better than others, so if you're not the adventurous type, better stick to salt and vinegar.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Pringles extra pepper.
Not enough pepper.
Are you the type that goes to Italian restaurants and asks the waiter to pour a load of pepper onto your pasta dishes because you simply cannot get enough of that peppery flavor? Then you will love this flavor of Pringles chips. When you bite into this chip, you will be overwhelmed with a real pepper taste, which is exactly what you want to happen if you're a true pepper fan. And for those who don't like pepper, you might want to steer clear of these chips as that pepper taste is unmistakable. But for pepper lovers, you will get a salt and pepper blend and a big crunch, which you won't be able to get enough of.
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Pringles ketchup chips.
I've been waiting all morning to catch up.
Love your French fries dipped in ketchup? Love Pringles chips? Then this is a match made in heaven for you. Pringles ketchup chips are both tangy and sweet and are among the best tasting of the many brands that make ketchup-flavored chips. Though they are very popular outside of the USA, Americans have never taken to ketchup chips. Pringles did, however, release their ketchup flavor to Americans in 2017, though this was a limited release and only at select stores. So while these may not be the easiest to find, we think they are worth hunting down. Pringles themselves proudly state you can pile them on a hot dog with some mustard and you'll have the ultimate crunchy dog. Our advice is to proceed with caution there. However, enjoying these on their own or as part of a custom Pringles stack is an experience we highly recommend.
He's very highly recommended, so.
Pringles mayo potato.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup? Or what? Mayonnaise?
Dipping French fries in mayonnaise is not an unusual thing, and the combination can be quite delicious. And maybe some people enjoy dipping their potato chips in mayo. This is a big maybe because this is not something that a lot of people would really want to do. But for the few that have been demanding it, Pringles have given you the mayo-flavored potato chip snack. This could be the oddest flavor due to the fact that if you are the type to dip your chips in mayonnaise, you would probably want that mayo to be fresh and not dried up on a chip. Gotta give Pringles props as they keep trying something new. Not every new chip flavor is going to be a home run.
Think it'll be a home run?
Of course it would be a home run.
Help yourself to another and tap that screen for our next great video. Checking us out for the first time? Then take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.